All right, guys, we're finally here with Joe Garcia from Wildcard Geckos, and we were just looking at some firebolts and talking over some business of his facility here. But I couldn't help myself, so I was like, let's just talk geckos. So what do we got here, Joe? What is this boy?
This is a firebolt bandit. You can see he has the proper bandit stripe. He does bite and attack, so I don't like to put my hand on him.
Yeah.
If I put my hand there, you can see him. He hones right in on it. So he's a really nice one. I've raised him since he was a baby, but yeah.
Can I try my technique to hold him?
Yeah.
And you can film? I'll be very careful. If I get bit, it's on me.
All right. Please don't fling him.
No. Oh, I could tell he's aggressive, yeah. So what I normally do is, this is actually a great training opportunity for how you do handle aggressive geckos. And I saw that Joe had this tub labeled bites, and we have to do that with a couple of our geckos at our facility. I tend to find success if you're putting your hand underneath the gecko like that. They tend to not view you as a threat compared to if you try to grab them. So I'm just acting like a piece of land right now and just kind of letting him crawl from hand to hand. So the trick is kind of lightly grabbing him by the tail and then letting them crawl hand to hand. Now, I'm not 100% sure he's not going to bite me, but he's looking pretty good right now. Like, I can tell his body language and stuff. He's looking okay. But sometimes, especially when you got the smell of other males on you, or sometimes females, a male might try to breed with your hand or something. It's kind of funny. But beautiful animal, Joe. Here, I'll get that back, and then you can show me a little bit more. But so this guy is Firebolt
and Bandit.
Yeah. And is that from a particular person's line?
Yeah, no, I actually got him from Joe Yingling over at Lake Erie.
Lake Erie. Okay, where are them? I've heard of them before, but
He's out in Ohio, Sandusky.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Hell of a dude.
So you really like the Firebolt stuff, the tangerine bold crosses stuff a lot, right?
Bold tangerines are probably one of my all-time favorites. I have quite a bit of them. Firebolts, I have a lot of.
Ooh, is that like a clown or something?
This is Stinson. He's a Firebolt. No known heads yet.
Firebolt, okay.
We did a year of testing, but he's so far
beautiful.
Nothing.
So he's just pure Firebolt line?
Pure Firebolt.
And was it Chris from Suburban Geckos that created the Firebolt, or who was it that...
Firebolt line, as far as I know, was started in Italy.
Oh, okay.
Then, from there, it was picked up by Scarborough.
Gecko Boa?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I know Chris from Suburban works with Firebolts a lot, so I just wasn't sure where it all stemmed from. But actually, I wanted to see the one we were looking at before the big boy. I think it was these two. Yeah, we could take a look at those two real quick.
This is a Mandarin Tangerine Zorro Bandit. He's got
gotcha.
some of the most amazing head pattern I've ever seen.
Yeah, that looks... it kind of looks like the toxicity symbol, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the toxic thing. It's so
That's
cool.
what I was thinking when I got it.
That is wicked awesome. I'm breeding my own bolds right now to cross into our like tangerine stuff.
Okay.
To start my own kind of like bold tangerine stuff. So I really have a heart for it too. Was it this one we were looking at before?
That's the one that you picked up.
Oh, that was the big. Maybe it was. There was a smaller one I think we were looking at.
This guy.
And then I see some bright tangs here. Well, yeah, it was this guy. So is this like a child of...
It's the child of Loki, the one we looked at a second ago, and you can see that his banded stripe closed, which is kind of nice. I love that nose pattern across. When you look at his dad, it's open, but it is a very similar pattern to his
I didn't
dad.
notice that. Can I look at his dad real quick?
Right up
So...
on top there, you see how it's open above his nose? It's the same exact design on his son, but
oh, that's interesting how it kind of
closer together.
He's looking up. Yeah, how the I see right there. I'm getting a good shot of it right now. It breaks right in the middle.
There you go.
And then
He's
this
got the
one
same
doesn't break.
Pattern, but there's no break.
No break. So what do you consider a bandit? Does it need a full band or can it have a partial band?
So I consider a bandit something that comes from Ron Tremper directly, and that he created as a bandit line more than 10 years ago.
Okay.
But one of the things that I don't consider, or if it's labeled bold bandit, I won't buy it if it doesn't have the nose stripe.
The full band, or
because to me that's a bold. That's just how I feel about it.
Gotcha.
This right here is an actual bandit. It's Ron Tremper line.
Oh yeah, I see. That's a very
really great
significant band.
Yep.
Now, will you call it bandit if it doesn't have the band going as far down the nostrils? Like if it's going across the nose but not all the way down kind of thing?
So for me, I will call it banded if it's Ron's original line and I can prove it.
Gotcha. So it's more a line thing for you.
When I do breed into other animals, I put it in the notation for disclosure, but I'm breeding. I know that I'm breeding bolts, and that's just what I think about it.
Yeah.
It's just, if it's a banded, is supposed to be one thing. So those are bandits.
Yeah, beautiful.
And I do not.
This girl kind of has three bands from her nose to the middle of her head to the back. So who's this girl from?
This one right here came from actually Joe Yingling over at Lake Erie.
Okay.
And you could see he produces really great bandits.
Yeah.
Her coloring's amazing. She's been the healthiest animal. She's got a pair of sunglasses on her head, so we call her Shades.
I see that. That is awesome.
She's one of the actually coolest bandits I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and
you definitely.
She is Ron Tremper line as well.
Now, just out of curiosity, if it's a Ron Tremper line bandit, but let's say a baby doesn't hatch out with the band, does that happen sometimes for you? Will you still?
It's still a bandit. And I know that down the line you could probably end up with another bandit out of that
pulling
line.
That out, yeah.
But
so you'll still call it a bandit?
It has to be in the notes, yeah. But for me, it's a bolt, and because it's polygenic, if you breed it down to something that doesn't have a band, you're less likely, because it didn't get the band.
Very true.
You're less likely to have it. This guy came from Canada.
What breeder in Canada?
Extreme Exotics.
Oh,
I
I know
pattern,
that.
And I immediately thought of Alec Baldwin from Beetlejuice when he pulled his face out. That's kind of what it looks like, because he put his hand through the back of his head. You guys can go Google that.
I need to Google that.
We can call him Beetlejuice.
That's awesome. Well, you're definitely big into the bandit stuff, and that's an amazing gecko right there. Extreme Exotics. I've been keeping an eye on them. They got some cool stuff. Did you bring in any of their like lava black knights or anything yet?
No. I just that he's way into that, and I would want to get more into it before I brought that in.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't bring any of that in. I work with bandits, firebolts, black knights, ciphers, and clowns.
Let's see. What about like some tangerine, clown, black knight cipher stuff? Let's take a look at.
There's a tangerine tornado right there. Little female.
Beautiful. So this came from
directly from Urban Reptile.
Directly from the Urban
Reptile.
Reptile
Tangerine line.
That's kind of his signature thing.
Yeah, and this one's 2 years old, so you can see that they don't necessarily darken too bad.
Right.
I'm currently not giving her any extra supplementation like bee pollen or nothing like that.
And she has a good carrying too.
Bee pollen's really good for animals, almost the same as taking vitamins is for us, but it does increase the color, and so I wanted to kind of know what she's going to look like without that. So.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's kind of like Echo Geckos. I listened to a podcast of his recently. He purposely does not.
That's my male. I do have, I think, 4 females, and this is my male tangerine tornado. He's actually going to be a dad this year. He is now just about a year old. So.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
And then this guy came from Ferry. He shipped from Holland using Dutch Dragon imports.
Nice.
He's shedding right now, but he is typically pitch black. I mean, no pattern.
Yeah, sometimes it's cool when they're shedding. They have that kind of like ghost ash look to them. It's really interesting. So this is your male black knight breeder?
It's one of them. Yep.
It's great.
I have another one. He has broken pattern. I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
It's also pretty big. He's kind of a meaty, kind of muscular looking animal.
Oh yeah.
He's also very friendly.
I like that. Definitely like that.
Yeah, he's a real sweet guy. He doesn't bite or nothing. Not yet, anyway. Here, bud. Big eyes.
Yeah.
Real healthy. Eats well, breeds well. Happy guy. I like to give him a lot of space. And then this rock, I'm trying to find somebody that can recreate these, because I found a bunch of them for cheap out of Japan, and they're perfect for shedding.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So,
it's got that rough texture.
It's like a platform, so they can sit on it.
Yeah.
But they were shipped from Japan, and they don't have any more.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find somebody that can reproduce that rock. I'll have like a bunch made once that's done.
And just in case people are wondering, what size rack and company is this?
These ones are V35s made from sea serpents.
V as in Victor?
Yeah,
okay.
Victor 35. So The V35 rack, in my opinion, is not too big. Some people have said that, but this is
no, that's good size.
They don't need a huge home.
Yeah.
They actually choose to be in smaller areas in the wild.
Right.
But this is perfect for them. And anything smaller, when an animal gets the size of, my big black knight over there,
yeah,
it's just too small. Like, for instance, these 12-quart tubs. These are for animals that are a little bit smaller. So you can see this Cypher girl that I got off of Scarborough here. She's well cared for, but she's also littler. This area is small enough for her, but as she grows, she'll be filtered over into the bigger racks. Just saying, that's kind of where they, these are my sale racks, and over here's my breeder racks.
What's your technique for why do you put the black inside of the rainbow bowl? I think you told me a while back. I forgot, and I'm like, let me ask while we're here.
Yeah, we'll just walk it over here. So I believe in sanitization.
Oh, gotcha. So it's disposable.
It's trash. Boom. That's still clean. You just throw another one in there, you supplement it, and then you add your worms.
Wow.
To it.
That's good.
The ring. We do sanitize these once a month, but it's either you clean this every time or you clean it once a month.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have sick animals, and so I really focus on their husbandry. And so I'll come over here. These ones are not the cheapest thing off of Webster. Everything else pretty much is. But you just throw that right in there and it closes right over the lid. So
yeah, no, that's perfect.
You can just throw the guts out and not have to worry about it. I throw water dishes out. That's these over here. So you can see I do this so they don't knock it over. It helps a little bit.
Yeah,
when I'm done, each week, we do one a week. This will stay, but these go right in the trash.
Yeah.
I don't keep these. I don't wash them. I don't waste my time. We get brand new. They are very inexpensive.
Yep.
And then we don't have to worry about crypto via their water dish.
Yeah, that's definitely
a small mistake because we just don't keep the water dishes. Those are the dirtiest things in there.
That makes sense.
So it's one of those things I said I'm just not going to mess with it.
Better safe than sorry, right?
Oh yeah.
What do you got here?
It's Firebolt.
Ooh, beautiful.
She's got awesome color, and she's also no known hets. So far, hasn't produced one.
So yeah. So you call her a Firebolt Bandit because of the nose too?
Correct. Well, no. Actually, she didn't come from the Bandit line.
She didn't come from the Bandit line, so you won't call it a Bandit.
She's just Firebolt.
Did you remember you were telling me about like outbidding Saddleback for a gecko or something like that? I don't have to put this on camera. I can cut it out if you don't want me to have this conversation in there.
The first time I ever spoke to him, I bought an animal, and he said, "Damn it, Joe," and he talked to me like he always knew me. He's a really cool guy. But he's like, "Hey, damn it, Joe, I wanted that one." And he's like, "The first thing you need to do is test it for Trapper." So he even gave me some advice I could show it.
Oh, yeah. So how long ago was that?
I'd have to look it up.
So it was a little bit ago.
Yeah. It was the first time I ever spoke to him about anything. I think I spoke to him 10 years ago.
Where was this bidding taking place?
It was on MorphMarket. She had a couple of bids, and I just don't remember where she ended up because we gave her a year off, and so I know she's kind of down here.
What breeder did it come from?
Man, I don't have that. I'll have to think about it off the top of my head. I also have it written down. So
was she like a clownish kind of thing?
Yeah,
or?
No, she does. She got the parents I know from Ruckus. I know that because it's a very common name.
Yeah.
And I know her name too, but it's just escaping me right now. Give me 1 second.
Oh, no, you're good. Did you buy any of Matt's Joker stuff yet?
Oh, yeah, I did. I bought about 10 of them.
Oh, wow.
And if you like clowns, I highly recommend you do the same if you're going to work with them. Just because I have a lot of bloodline from Arizona directly.
Yeah.
And that came from Thomas over at Tucson's Finest, but I wanted some that are coming directly from 0167, which is what Matt has his main clown labeled as.
Yeah.
0167 is the clown that you see, and here she is.
So this is the girl that was outbid.
Yeah, Matt just said make sure you test her out for albino, which we have. We gave her a year off this year, but you could see she's got a nice, thick, meaty tail. She's just
clown red stripe.
Yes. Now, digging into her genetics with the grandparents and the parents, one of her grandparents is a tug snow. So she has a lot of different things in her. So she's not any sort of a not crossed line. She's not pure anything.
Right.
But she is pretty amazing. Definitely Matt wanted her. He hit me up. And
yeah, that's
she's
awesome.
a pretty neat animal, and she created some really neat animals. She created animals, whoops, sorry, that were anywhere from green, like real greens, to they look like tug snow and white and yellow.
Wow.
And I probably still have one. There we go. This is one of her offspring right here.
Yeah. That definitely looks white and yellow to me.
Now the dad is a pure clown. We call him Royal. He came directly from Tucson's finest. And he is pure clown. He's amazing too. He's 4 seasons into testing. Never tested for a het.
Right.
But you can see here that white and yellow potential from one of the parents, and the tug snow. I can't say it's tug snow, but I mean it does appear to be.
It's kind of like a lighter.
Nothing like her.
Yeah.
And so I don't have any of the other siblings. This is the last one.
So was the dad? So the mom that we just looked. That's the mom that we just looked at. She doesn't look white and yellow to me, but does the dad look white and yellow to you? Because this animal definitely looks white and yellow.
The dad. This is a really great animal produced by Thomas. He was not happy when he sold him, but at the same time, he had replaced him in his collection.
Yeah.
And he was happy to sell him to me. He made a big deal out of it, and I did too.
It's a big boy.
But he's a handsome fellow there. He's pure clown, and man, is he just...
Yeah, he does not look white and yellow either, which is really interesting.
And so far, 4 years running, he's not had.
Well, let me ask this. Did any of the other babies pop out looking white and yellow?
No.
So,
no, that's not true. Hold on, yeah. One of them did. I'll show them to you right now.
Look at this one.
You keep reminding me of stuff. Check this out.
Oh, she's eating her calcium.
So
that's a
one
great...
of the babies, and you can see that this looks like more of a clown.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the exact sibling from those two parents. And you can even see kind of mom's head stripe there, that little pattern.
Yeah.
And then...
Okay, so to me, that doesn't look white and yellow or anything.
Right. Now...
How many babies did you get?
Oh, man, she produced 10 last year. I'm looking for, if you see Genesis, let me know. That's
okay.
The only
Oh, here,
one.
Genesis.
Cool.
Yeah, that looks white and yellow for sure.
Same mom and dad.
That's so weird.
Pure clown to clown red stripe. So when the white and yellow came out, that's when I hit her up and I said, hey, I need to know what the grandparents were and the parents were. And she had all that information, which was actually pretty dang awesome. But this male here,
the tug snow was probably hiding the white and yellow in her.
I mean, blew me away immediately. But he definitely is mixed up, and the good news is I can go at least back to grandparents from the mom.
Yeah.
But that's about as far back as we can find it.
Yeah.
So now it's all testing for what hets are potentially from mom.
Who is the mom again? Show me mom one more time.
Down here, the one that we were looking at.
Golly, she does not look snow or white and yellow.
Yep.
That is interesting.
She's clown red stripe, and one of her parents is a tug snow.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say there's always the chance that like a gene remutates in an animal. That's how we got all these genes to begin with. That's extremely rare, and you don't really hear of that happening. But the fact that you replicated it twice, that's just weird. That's unexplainable.
That are from the same egg clutch that will come out, and they just look.
Have you talked to Matt about it?
Not about these, not yet.
About the white and yellow thing.
No, not yet. I want to, but I know that he just got done with a big move and he's working 2 jobs, so I haven't been bugging him too much about it. But this is the same parents. No white and yellow whatsoever look on it, but it probably definitely has it in there.
I mean, I guess there could be low expression white and yellows and whatnot. So,
you definitely don't need
interesting.
2 copies to make it look white and yellow. Visually, it would just be white and yellow.
Right. There's been a lot of testing to show that it's dominant. You know, in reality, there could be weird recessive genes floating around in these animals that we don't know about that are similar to white and yellow or something like that, you know?
I think you have to be extremely organized to catch something like that. You know, like when John caught Cypher. I mean, that's...
Yeah, you would think that it was just a weird reverse stripe or something.
I was reading on his website, he started to test it, and this is how organized he is. I don't know him personally, but you read, and he started testing it to animals from all the way to 8 years prior, and found the gene.
That's
so
crazy.
It had been in his collection for a long time.
That's crazy.
According to his website, and man, it was. Cypher is one of the coolest to produce this guy. I produced him last year. He'll be in my breeding stuff next year, but he's about full grown in a couple months here.
Oh, beautiful.
And
so he's a Cypher tangerine-ish thing?
Potentially Marble Eye, potentially Tremper. And I have it all written down what the percentages are, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you show us the eye of Cypher? Because I know not a lot of people get to look at it. Can you pull him out and I can kind of get the lighting so that we can look at the eye? Now, do you have any albino Cyphers yet?
Yeah, I did show you one a second ago, but I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I will definitely...
I was wondering how red their eyes actually are compared to like Eclipse maybe or something.
To me, they just look black.
Yeah. But the albino form would be red, correct?
The albino form would, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to...
Come on, buddy.
Tough to get her, but in your experience, would you say they're darker? Oh, that looks dark. Like darker than Eclipse eyes? And there's no partialing going on here, right? No partial shading. It's always 100%?
Well, no. Anything in John's line, he states, is potential for Marble Eye. But
I mean, like the Cypher mutation, does that create any partial shading itself, or is it only the Marble Eye?
I've seen, but I'm also probably not the best person to ask that question.
Okay.
So I've never seen that.
Yeah, because all the Cyphers I've seen on John's website, he always shows it with the full shading. He never shows it with... And that's a really good thing for Cypher, because like Eclipse and all those other genes, it could be like even Blizzard or Super Snow, like it could be partial. Well, not Super Snow, but like Eclipse and Blizzard.
Now. He does bite, so I'll keep my head out of
See,
there.
to me, he looks like a low expression white and yellow, but it's just the way that John bred the Cyphers. They came from like wild type stuff, which tends to be a little bit more lighter and pastel-y colored animals. Is that correct?
From what I've read.
Yeah. He said it popped out of like one of his... He didn't say what subspecies, but...
I think the words what he used were random mutation.
Yeah.
And that it was
crazy.
a surprise, because obviously you need 2 copies to show a visual.
Right.
And then you also have to know that you're showing a visual, or kind of notice and say, hey, I wonder what that is, and I want to test for it. So
yeah.
That's how organized you have to be. And also, you have to be great with genetics.
sure.
I'm pretty good. I'm okay with genetics, but that guy's... I think his wife is a geneticist.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure, but I think so.
He's someone I'd love to get on the vlogs or live streams one day.
Dude, you're talking about every person in the hobby right now. I'd do a backflip if that guy wanted to go to lunch.
What do we got here?
Cypher.
Another Cypher. So by the time they hit adults, the striping kind of fades out.
Yeah.
But...
It's pretty faded when they're little. I'll show you a baby.
Yeah. Yeah,
This
some
one
babies
I'm
are really,
actually
really
about
bold.
To show you though has kind of bold markings on it, which is. Where did you end up?
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Cypher Black Knight creates a little bit of a partial divide down the back of the gecko. Oh yeah, look at the little one.
When he came out, he was like a purple color.
Yeah.
And you can see he's got some really dark markings on him.
Yeah, he's
tail.
dark.
That tail is very unique.
Right.
But he's doing really good. Already growing. Solid black eyes. Cypher eyes.
Beautiful.
And he's coloring up really nice too.
Yeah.
He was purple last week, so more of a purplish color.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that some Cyphers have more of like consistent striping than others?
Right here.
That's
so I ended up buying Firebolt Eclipses, and then I bred those directly into a Bandit. And Firebolt Eclipses, the Eclipse takes the pattern out of the body, so it's not bold anymore, but it's still that Firebolt line, and they had the solid Eclipse eyes. They're visual Eclipses. Now, this would be het for Eclipse, but look at that coloration. And it's almost like
beautiful.
Only Dad's pattern really can be there.
Yeah.
There's one. That's my female. Here's my male. I like how orange his head is, and he's got almost the full bandit that closes, but
oh yeah,
and his dad is a full bandit. So
no, that's beautiful.
He's looking really great as he kind of opens up his back pattern there.
Yeah.
There's Fireball Bandit, really like electric color with the red head, and I love that tail.
Yeah, the interesting patterns in the tail.
And I can't wait to see them grow, man. That's when they get to a specific weight and look.
Right.
It's like kind of like sub-adult. That's when they kind of look their very best. This one's kind of plain, but it's also,
from the Bold project.
Yeah. Let me show you that pure Firebolt.
Oh yeah.
Firebolt Eclipse if I can find them.
You have a visual Firebolt Eclipse?
This one right here. If it's the one I think it is. It's not. That's a clown, but it's barely growing.
Okay.
So there's
Like
one I have that actually is an atomic clown cross. It's technically from the Joker line.
Mm-hmm.
And he is insane. Look at that.
Yeah, that one's nice.
That electric color he just shed.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And his dad is green. So is his mom. So, and actually, when I bought my Jokers, the project from Matt, the 10 I got, this pairing is one that he specifically said, if I were you, I would pair these two together. And he was right. So, this one here is your. This one is 100% head for Tremper.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So
Beautiful
it won't
cipher.
have the red eyes because it's only 100%, so it's one copy, but it's cipher and then 100% head for Tremper. She is gorgeous because of it, though.
For sure. And which one was the albino one? You said?
One.
Oh, this one's the het.
Yeah, it's the only one.
Okay, so you don't have like a red eyes one.
Everything else is potential, and it
Gotcha.
has a low cost, but this one's the 100% head.
So you should be making some nice cipher
hope
Trempers
so.
soon.
You just asked me for.
Oh, Jokers. Did you have
yeah,
I haven't seen an adult Joker in person.
Okay, so Jokers are.
So that baby that we just saw, that came from a Joker, so that would be like Joker lineage baby, or would you just call it a full Joker?
Well, it's a clown cross.
Clown Joker.
Yeah, clown Joker. It's from his project. Matt will have to be the one to tell us when he's ready to call something not a project, but this is an albino version of one. When I got this from him, let's see, this is Atomic Clown. I think this went Atomic into Apter, and that was crossed to a clown. And then that one was crossed to a pure clown, and it gave a really nice shade when it was littler. Now that she's full grown, she's kind of, a little plain looking, but she produces amazing looking babies. And she just had an offspring produce. Oh, here, it came out yesterday. Samantha moves things, and she does it on purpose because she knows that I'll never see it again. This is one of her offsprings. Now, the coolest thing about that is I need to dig into it, but you see the back? It's fluorescent. It looks like an albino, and it is an albino partially, but I need to wait for it to grow just a little bit more
to tell
because of how dark it is.
Yeah, for
when
sure.
When you pick this animal up, that dark patterning, though, is fluorescent. You can see through it.
It's either a dark albino or it's a light non-albino.
I
mean, it could be that animal that you just showed me looked white and yellow. So I don't know if it could be the white and yellow that's influencing some of the blacks. Yeah.
All of my babies when they first hatch. A while back I had one that wouldn't eat. Somebody said just throw some worms on the ground, take everything out.
Yeah.
That's just what I do for the first 2 weeks with all of them.
Yeah,
so
same.
I don't do the.
It's a good way to get them going.
Yeah, and then after that they get a full setup.
Right.
So 2 weeks on their own, and then full setup. I don't do the hide or nothing for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
More. Here's one. Now, mind you, these ones are dropping eggs right now, so they're not going to be thick looking, but they're not sick either. You can see her. One? Yeah.
Nice.
Now she's atomic, I believe. Hey, honey. She's an atomic clown by Tremper Clown. And so this is part of Matt's Joker project. Basically Atomic Clown by Tremper Clown. When she is nice and healthy after breeding, she's very, very green. Yeah,
no, that makes sense. I can see the very limey greenness to her, and just in person.
Yep, and she's the one who produced that one with the big electric tangerine stripe on its back.
Oh, okay.
So, and
Yeah,
I'll show you the
beautiful girl.
dad right now. So he's also similar in that he's Atomic Joker. So Atomic Clown by Tripper Clown. I think I had seen him a minute ago over here. What's the clown? Over there. His name.
What's his name?
Apex.
Oh, Apex. Oh yeah, beautiful boy. So he's Joker too. He's part of the Joker Project.
Yeah, he's a Atomic Clown hit for Tremper, and that was paired to a Pure Clown.
Nice.
Yeah. So the other one was paired to a different type of clown, so they're definitely not related.
You're right.
They might be partially related. They're just not full related. And,
Now, do his Jokers come from patient whatever you said, which was the original clown boy kind of thing? Like they come from that lineage?
Yes. Specifically, I know from asking him only, when it says here by clown, he has what he calls his main clown. That's all he's ever called it to me, and then his backup main clown. So there's two main males, and when it says by clown, I'd have to look in my notes, but I'm almost positive that Apex is definitely from 0167.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
Which I thought was really cool, because that animal is almost 10 years old, and so...
Right.
But he's solid. That animal is amazing.
Yeah.
So it has been...
This little one. This is why we love leopard geckos. Look at the personality of them. They just come right up to you, heads. They observe when you feed them. They observe when you enter the room. They're just great, right? I mean, like...
No, yeah, absolutely. They're not afraid. Some of them will run from you, but not all of them.
They can be trained. Most of them can be trained.
I had somebody ask me why
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this adds ventilation to them when they use the restroom in here, and you don't have to worry about them just breathing it in.
Right.
And then if you have a vent fan that absorbs and takes the air out, this vents all the way to the outside of the building. Now, humidity, right? Of course. So what we do is once a week we open up these hides, we figure out if we have to clean it, change it out, whatever we have to do. And I got these ones directly from Bubba. His brother Jaden is a really awesome printer. But see how this is dry? Mm-hmm. Now it's half vermiculite and half sphagnum moss.
Yeah.
We get it wet, it'll stay wet for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then vermiculite is not dangerous for geckos. So,
no, it's not.
But it's very absorbent and stays wet, so they get as much humidity as they need from here. But also twice a week we spray these down. You can see all the water droplets.
Yeah, I can see it.
So they're always constantly under humidity. They never have shedding problems, fingertip shedding problems, and it's because of the way we do the hides. This right here was a huge undertaking. I mean, I literally, Bubba's brother busted his butt making these.
Yeah.
And, they were not, in my opinion, they weren't expensive for what I was going to use them for and how often and what I was going to do with them.
Right.
They were a fair price, man. I was putting the guy to work. And so he killed it. I bought hundreds of those things. And I don't regret it because it made my ventilation possible. And so now, does it smell in here?
No, it's really clean. It's really clean.
200 animals in here, but you don't smell that heavy smell.
No, it's nice. I can breathe easy.
Which means they don't smell it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice for them to not have to be surrounded by their food.
For sure.
For too long. So I work in HVAC, so ventilation is one of the things I do.
That's one of your many expertises. That's awesome, man.
But I mean, these were going to be a problem with the humidity that's required for the animal, so I just solved it by investing in 3D printed hides.
No, that makes sense.
That little tiny hole in the top allows for that vermiculite to stay wet for a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So we'll definitely have to come back in the future and see what you're up to. Any plans or anything you want to mention about the company or the direction you're going or anything?
We're just working mostly on polygenic breeding.
Okay.
I'm deep into genetic studies, and I want to kind of do it responsibly. So polygenic breeding is easy. Everybody gave me that advice initially, so I just have been on that. I do a little bit of testing here and there with recessives and other things like that. And of course, I do understand them. I just want to be top of my game and really focus on what I'm doing, take proper notes, never make a mistake, and if I do, have enough to go back and fix it. So,
no, that makes sense. Good tracking.
Breeding and working with kind of what I love visually.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and end the video tour section of it there. Joe, again, is in Arizona, but his tags and handles on social media is Wildcard Geckos. And so if you guys want, you could follow him on Instagram and Facebook right now, right?
And Discord.
And now you just started the Discord, go ahead, plug the Discord.
Well, I'm going to be doing a live tomorrow about it on Instagram for anybody who sees it. That'll be Saturday the 6th.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a chat server that's going to be pretty interactive for everybody. It's not something I'm looking to run or control. I learned how to design bots to do that for me.
That's good.
That way I can get in there and participate with everybody else like a normal whatever. But basically, I want it to be kind of a one-stop shop for everybody. There's going to be sections for, you know, your area. So if you're going to have a reptile show, you know, you might say, oh, I'm in the Midwest. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and be in the Midwest chat, and you control what chats you're in. I actually added that bot as well. You can go on there, react to certain things, and then pick the channels. There's morph talk. You pick your favorite morph. If you're missing a morph, you just let me know. I quickly create it. And then you react to the little thing, and it literally throws you right into that chat room. And you can ask questions. There's a help section. The entire
just a community, you know.
The entire thing stemmed from, on Instagram, I noticed that people I really like are constantly getting banned by Instagram.
That's true.
And then I also noticed that after you sell something, people want to be around you and surrounded by the hobby and surrounded by you. And so I would get hit up constantly with, hey, how do I raise my gecko? And it's like, that's not what I signed up for. But at the same time, I'm always going to answer questions and be helpful because I initially had questions.
Right.
And so the server is to get everybody in there, and there's a help section at the bottom. That was one of the inspirations towards it. They can literally go there if they can't get a hold of me, and maybe somebody will hop on and help them. And if there's hundreds of people in there, for sure somebody's going to help them out. And it might be me, it might be you, it might be somebody.
It's just a friendly community chat club, you know?
Exactly.
That's exactly what this hobby needs. So that's really cool that you've taken that direction, and you probably have like the most Discord knowledge of any of the leopard gecko breeders I've ever talked to. So I think it's great.
A lot of it's come from the last 2 weeks, but thank you.
But that's great, Joe. So good to see you again. We'll definitely look forward to doing a tour and again in the future, seeing what you're up to. But yeah, anything you want to say in closing out for the video?
No, I appreciate you coming down here, man. We got a lot going on, and it's kind of cool to have somebody come and show interest in it. Yeah,
definitely.
It's not often that breeders get to talk geckos, you know?
Right.
It's really neat when you get to.
Well, thanks so much, Joe. We'll see you in the next episode then.
All right. See you.